An appeals court has sentenced the South Korean captain of the Sewol ferry to life in prison on a murder charge, strengthening an earlier conviction. Lee Joon-seok was at the helm when the ferry went down in April 2014, killing more than 300 people, mostly children. He had been found guilty in November of gross negligence and sentenced to 36 years, but relatives of the dead were furious he was not convicted of murder. But the appeals court gave 14 other crew members lighter sentences. Prosecutors told the Gwangju court Lee deserved the death penalty. They had argued that he had abandoned his passengers, leading to the deaths of 250 high school students and inflicted an incurable injury on their parents, according to Yonhap news agency. But families of the victims staged a protest outside the court, unhappy that the sentence was not even tougher. He should have received death penalty. Imprisonment for life? They want to give life sentence to a person so that he can peacefully die when he is old. Jeon Myung's son, father of Sewol ferry victim Jeon Chanho, asked the protesters, according to AP. Lee had been captured on video and in photographs leaving the ship while passengers remained trapped inside. He had apologized for abandoning passengers but argued that he never intended to sacrifice their lives and had said he was confused during the incident. On Tuesday, the court also gave new sentences to 14 other crew members, ranging from 18 months to 12 years in prison. They had previously received longer jail sentences of 5 to 30 years. Jeon Il-ho, a judge at Gwangju High Court, was reported by Reuters as explaining that the new sentences took into account the fact they were acting on orders. We drew a distinction between the captain Lee Joon-seok, who has a grave responsibility, and crew members who took orders from the captain. And we considered health conditions of the crew members and actions they took in the rescue operation as well as how they boarded the ferry Sewol, he said. Bodies still missing. The disaster, which took place on April 16, 2014, was one of the worst maritime disasters in South Korea in decades, and triggered widespread mourning. It was blamed on a combination of illegal redesigns, the overloading of cargo, the inexperience of the crew member steering the vessel, and lax government regulations. President Park Geun-hye has vowed reforms and also agreed to demands from grieving relatives to salvage the ferry, amid ongoing protests by South Koreans. 9 bodies have still not been found. Over the weekend, thousands peacefully demonstrated in Seoul against the government's handling of the disaster. The rally followed clashes with riot police at another protest the previous weekend, which left dozens injured.